Howdy, y'all. So on the next episode of Ricky's Big World, we gonna spill all the tea.
And it is a whole fish about this big, soaked in brown sauce. Right? Whole fish, eyeball and everything. Okay? And it's standing there looking at me cross-eyed with the lips all puckered.
Back in the pizza world caverns, behind the test ovens, and in reality next to the bathrooms, it's Ricky's Big World.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Ricky's Big World. I'm Ricky Bartlett. How y'all doing today? I thought I'd throw a little southern in there for you. All right, see my cup? Ain't that fancy? I don't like this part right here, though. Y'all can keep that there. I never said that.
I'm hungry.
I'm hungry, too. I'm getting hangry because I'm tired of having to redo this thing. Look, see the pizza? Pretty, ain't it? Nah, actually, what is this?
It's an Americana.
Americana.
It's a bacon cheeseburger pizza, basically. You can always add pickles and onions on it to make it a full
Here,
cheeseburger.
take a bite because we both hangry here. Oh, she gonna get the big one.
Well,
Okay.
you pointed it at me.
I'm not touching. All right, hold on. Now, this one there. How about this? See that right there?
Oh,
Ah.
delicious.
What'd you say?
It's delicious.
That's not what I said.
It has a mustard base.
That's that flavor I'm tasting. Mustard. Hold on. Let me grab a napkin from my mic stand. There you go.
Thank you, sir.
Because we are so bougie. Yeah. At Ricky's Big World. Hey, Carter, that's good. Yeah. Tastes like a hamburger.
It does. If you add pickles and onions, right over the top.
Wow. All right. So what is on the topic for today? I was thinking, have I ever told you about that time I went on a cruise, my very first cruise?
No, but I would love to hear about your very first cruise.
My very first cruise is back in the 90s. And I was on an online auction. And it had a cruise to go from Cape Canaveral, Florida to the Bahamas to Key West all the way back up. And we had never been. And my child was 2 years old at the time. We left her behind. And
Bye.
bye. So that's how I know what year it was because we left her about. Because mom and daddy needed vacation. But so I get on this online auction. I win the auction. It included 2 people, all port charges and fees. The only thing it did not include was transportation to get there, but I paid $189 for this.
What a steal.
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Y'all don't know
Was
yet.
that foreshadowing?
Yeah, you don't know yet. I should have known. Because one, I ain't never been on a cruise. I thought I did a good job. We drive from Columbus, Georgia, all the way down to Port Canaveral, Florida. We get there, pull up. All of a sudden, we see these beautiful, big old, majestic ships. And I'm like, oh, look at this. Remember, this is in the 90s. And I'm looking, I was like, oh, wow. One of the ships was started moving. I said, well, I guess that's not our ship. And all of a sudden, it reveals, like in a movie, our ship behind that one. It was a 1951 tuna ship turned into a cruise ship. It was a tuna boat.
So quite small compared.
It was full on metal. I'm surprised it floated and rust all over the place. So I'm like, you know what? Okay, whatever. We had Big Majestic. We don't get that. We get the Sardine King, literally. So we get on the boat, and it still smells like fish.
No, it
And not the good fried stuff.
Really?
Yes. Smelling like fish.
Like how big?
Like somebody did not wash their rear end.
Can you give me an example of how big this ship actually is? Like, can you compare it to something?
All right, well, I can't really compare it to the mega ships they got now.
Right,
All right,
they're
but
huge.
in the 90s, they still had some really, really, really big ships back then that would have like different tiers. I mean, like 4 or 5 different levels and stuff like that. This one had, I think, 2 levels, and then the very basement was a disco room.
So is this smaller than like the Titanic?
Not even half the size of Titanic.
Okay.
I'd say this is like a school bus.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, okay.
Perfect.
It's a little bigger than that.
I'm just trying to visualize. So I was trying to use like a famous cruise
It was
ship.
called
Something
the
everybody
Dolphin
knows.
4.
The Dolphin 4.
The Dolphin 4.
Okay.
So you got big old whales for the real ones. Now we had to get on the Dolphin.
Okay.
So okay.
Now I have a better visual of
Okay, well,
what you're
visualize it because I'm about to tell you. So we get on this thing, and after all the safety checks and how they do and everything else, we get led to our room. So here we are, and we're walking, and turn around. Oh, there's the kitchen. Oh, that's nice. Turn around. Staircase. Turn right. Our room was underneath the kitchen. So all we kept hearing was clankety clank, 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 smelling all sorts of
all the time. Yeah.
I was like 150, 240 pounds overweight at the time, and I was like real big. The doors were like super slim.
Yeah.
All right, and so I had to get in and spritz myself with some butter grease just to pop through.
Yeah.
And it was this tiny little room. It did have a bathroom, thank you Jesus, but it also had the same little wedge. So if I took a shower in there, and this is before I lost my legs, of course, but if I took a shower in there, you know how your body swells up with water whenever you take a shower? Try me squeezing my chunky self through that bathroom door. It wasn't good. The bed squeaked when you go sit on it. So we did not spend hardly any time, and we were below the waterline. I'll put it that way. I saw fishes. Okay, fishes. I don't know if I saw jaws and mermaids and mess and stuff like that, but I saw fishes be swimming. They looking at us like, y'all so poor. Just really felt sorry for us. So, and I'm like, I'm gonna catch you. Don't worry about it. So we get up there, back up there. They have the little things you can do and all that. But then they was like, why don't y'all join us down below where you can see, Nemo's crypt at the bottom of the boat for the disco lounge. So we get down there to the disco lounge, and we were like the only couple. I take it back. 2 couples that was below 65 on this boat.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm. Everybody down at the disco lounge with their wheelchairs and their which I don't know how they got down there because they didn't have no elevator. So evidently, clunkety clunk, 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 clunk. They wheeled themselves down there to the bottom of the boat. All right.
Dangerous.
Where there was a coffin.
Excuse me?
There's a coffin down there in case somebody dies. There's a coffin down there.
They just have one?
Just one.
Just one.
It's economy cruise, damn it. Okay, what do you expect? So, hey, lady, hey.
Oh no.
One more time. throw a croutons again. So we get. See that's rudeness. That's when people get into the neighborhood and they shouldn't be in the neighborhood. That's rude. So anyway, there's one coffin down there just in case, and it didn't look like it's been used yet. Like it looked like it had been used. It was like dirty and old.
That's so disturbing.
It's okay. So what was disturbing
coffin.
was seeing these people down there trying to dance to disco music. Disco was out a long time ago. So, all right, there's that episode. Then we go back upstairs and it was time for dinner. You know how they seat you on a cruise next to people and all that. So evidently they decided to put all the couples that were under a certain age in one table. So there were 3 couples. I thought there was only 2. There was 3. One guy was an accountant for Harley Davidson. I thought, okay, that's pretty cool. His wife was a swinger and wanted to swing.
Oh.
That's a no.
She liked pineapples.
Huh?
She liked pineapples.
Okay.
Upside down
Yes.
pineapples?
Yes, she did. Okay. So that was an interesting conversation we had with my wife sitting there too. So it was not pretty. And
Were you approached?
uh-huh.
Were you approached?
The lady sitting right next to me and said, I'm a swinger. Our room number is this.
So you were.
We were. Jennifer and I both were, yes. We were talking about it. They were like, okay, why don't you come on over there?
Were you a little flattered?
Hell no, I wasn't flattered. No.
Just curious.
And when I say our age group, okay, they had to be like 20 years older than us, but they still classified us in our age group. So, that's a no.
Okay.
And she looked like Godzilla, and he looked like, Sonny Bono. So, I mean, so it's like this, and then like this. But my point is, though, I didn't want nothing to do with that mess. I don't do that mess.
That's fair. That's fair.
I don't want to get sores and stuff like that and be itchy all day.
Is that the first and only time you've been approached?
No, it's not. But I'd rather not have that as the topic of the conversation.
I'm very sorry. I got off topic.
Can we go off? Can we go off that, please?
Yes, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, I never should have brought it up.
I'm very interested.
I mean, you're sitting there with a Tigger shirt on. I should have known with Tigger from Winnie the Pooh on your chest and shirt and everything else. I should have known that you're going to be focused on that. All right, yeah, like a child. What was I saying?
Very sorry. Go.
Thank you, I appreciate it. All right,
You were at dinner.
So we do the dinner thing, all that. We meet another couple on there who actually are from the Bahamas. And evidently, if you're from the Bahamas and you go up to the United States on a cruise ship, you can go back for free.
Really?
So it's like $20-something for them at the time to go over and then go back for free.
Very cool.
Very cool. So we meet them, really nice people, and then we get, now let me tell you something, this was the dumb part. It was an adventure, but it was dumb. We just met these people. We get off the boat, all of a sudden they're like, hey, why don't you go have lunch and spend time with us on the island? We'll give you a tour. All right, great. So I wanted to rent a car or just walk, get bicycles, do something. No, all of a sudden this big jacked up SUV all in black pulls up. And I get in one, they put Jennifer in another one, a separate one.
They separate
They separate us.
Oh, that's scary.
It was, and that's when I was like, wait a minute, we're in trouble now. That was my fault. We were done. So then we drive around, they show us around the place and everything else. The driver of the car just did not seem to care that we were, their guests. But everything started turning out really good because then we saw her uncle, who actually sold conch on the side of the road. He goes fishing for conch. And if you don't know what that is, it's this big snail, a sea snail, that's in a shell. And they take it, kill it, and they make salad out of it. They fry it up, they barbecue it, they whatever they do. And it's good. It's actually good. But, so we went and saw him. Then we went and they took a whole bunch of food to an all-girls school, this charity. And so I was like, wow, that's actually pretty cool right there. So they started making us feel better. But they just wanted to put all the guys in one, all the ladies in another one. And Jennifer was not comfortable either.
Yeah.
But would you?
No, that would make you totally uncomfortable.
Strangers. So then we go back to their house, which is very modest. She's a hairstylist. He owns a construction company. And had the best lunch there at their house.
Wow.
It's just great. And then they were coming back and they said, we want to go see anything else. I said, I think we're good. So we head back to the ship. And they were going to go back to the United States, I believe it was, for another trip. So they went back too. Well, the very last day when we were pulling into port, I had $25 left in my pocket for spending cash. The rest was for getting us home.
Right.
They had oh no, I forgot to tell you about the show.
The show.
So we went and sat for during the day an entertainment show, and they were like, okay, we need 4 husbands to come up on stage. So Jennifer says this one. I go up there. We all go backstage, and we had to come out, and they gave us a character that we had to be. And my character was sexual vanilla.
Sexual
and
vanilla.
We had to be in drag. And so we had a story that we had to do and a dance we had to do. And
is there a recording of this anywhere?
I sure hope to God there's not. So I came out with a wig this big, a moo from 1978. Just makeup, full makeup and everything else. And
so you went hard.
I look like Mrs. Roper from Three's Company.
Did you get yourself ready or did somebody help you?
No, they did it.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know what to do.
I was just Curious.
So we get out there, and everybody has to introduce themselves, and evidently it turned out to be a beauty contest. I must be that, but guess who won?
Did you win?
I won.
You're a very beautiful
Vanilla
woman.
won. Huh. And I get up there, and they're like, well, you gotta, get up there and sound, like a woman of the slide. I said, So I get out there and it's like, hi, my name is Sexual Vanilla, and I like shopping and bingo, and, if my shopping cart is full, my life is full, and just gave it my all.
What a phrase.
What?
If my shopping cart's full, my
life is full. That's right.
I love
so that did it. And then it's like, okay, well, Sexual Vanilla won and blah, blah. So tell us your real name. No, it's Sexual Vanilla from now on. All right. So the whole rest of the trip, somebody passed by. Hey, Sexual Vanilla. Are we good? I'd rather that than my real name. So all that passes, had a good time, ha 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 ha. Last day we go to pull in. Again, I had $25 left because the anything I won on the beauty contest, I actually gave back to charity. They have a charity, so it's like, oh, here's that. I had $25 left for that, minus what I had for gas to get home, everything else. So we put it all on bingo cards. I never played bingo before. So we get in there, and I was like, you know what? Just give me everything you got. I forgot how much you get. You get like 3 cards for $5 at the time.
Okay.
All right, $25. You got a lot.
Yeah.
So I spread them all out. We're doing the bingo. They're calling the name out. And I was like, okay, so this is how you play. Next thing you know, I won.
No, you didn't.
I won. And then I get up there, and the lady is like, hey, you just won, bingo and blah, 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 blah. And I said, well, you do realize this is my first time playing. And she announces it to everybody. She said, so this is his first time ever playing bingo. I won $1,500.
Oh, my goodness.
This man from the audience stands up and says, I'll be damned. I've been spending all this money through this whole cruise. He owes me some money. I'm going to cut him. And I don't know what it was in me. I said, you feeling saucy, brother? Why don't you geriatric yourself on up here and cut me? Because I tell you what, you're not making it back down. And
you got salty.
He got salty.
Yeah.
He got real salty. Well, I want my money back. You're going to give me my money back. I ain't giving you jack nothing. You mean to tell me he comes up here and only spends $25 and he won $1,500? I'm spending hundreds of dollars? Whose fault is that? I ain't giving you jack nothing. And I walked right on back, head held high, waiting for him to jump out, but he couldn't. That bad hip wasn't going to make it.
I was going to say,
nothing.
given the age range you described.
Thank you. He might be able to throw that walker, but I tell you what, it wouldn't have been a bad day for him.
Yeah.
Okay, so get back, and I was like, you know what? I want to do something nice for the people who invite us to their home and everything else, the ones from Bahamas.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I forgot to tell you something else in that. But so we went to the gift shop, and I don't like giving people just money. Should have just handed them money. But we went there and we found a clock made out of Andes chocolate, and it stood about this tall. It's huge, right? Huge clock, nothing but Andes, and it had a real clock in the center that you could take out and put on your wall.
That's crazy.
It was expensive at the time. It's like $30.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I thought I was big time. Oh, I'm buy them a $30 chocolate. I handed it to them, and they were like, "Oh, thank you. That's real nice. Appreciate it."
Oh.
I'm like, okay, I appreciate it, but it was. I thought it was nice. I would have liked to have it, but I'm fat, so I'll eat some chocolate.
It's always a bad feeling when you put some thought into a gift.
It wasn't no thought.
To be thoughtful. You were being thoughtful by getting them something at all.
I want to do something.
And then...
Because they even took us to this restaurant. I forgot to mention that. They took us to a restaurant where first time I ever had fish soup. And it is a whole fish about this big, soaked in brown sauce. right? Whole fish, eyeball and everything, okay? And it's standing there looking at me cross-eyed with the lips all puckered. Like that, okay? So I'm sitting there, I'm hacking into this fish, which was actually pretty good, right? And Monroe, who is Shirley's husband, remember that Shirley is the hairstylist, Monroe is the construction guy.
Correct. Yeah.
And he comes over there, he's like, you need to suck the eye. And I went, what you mean I need to suck the eye? What? He said, all the nutrition in the eye. You need to suck the eye. He takes one of his own fish, he grabs the eye, puts it in his mouth, and
No, sir.
he starts sucking on the eye. He said, all the nutrition be in the eye. You need to go over there and just suck the eye. And I went, I ain't sucking on no eyeballs. I mean, So Jennifer, she's like, I'll do it.
What a
So
brave woman. What a brave woman.
So anyway, so she goes over there and she grabbed that eyeball. She started sucking on that eye, and I went, And she said, oh, it's crunchy.
Nope. I'm done. Thank you.
I was like, okay, it's crunchy eye. Because they fry the fish before they put it in the soup. And there's crunchy eye in there. So I'm sitting there watching this woman that I love, who I think is beautiful, crunching on an eye, and then you hear it pop in her mouth like a grape.
Now, as you
And
know,
it's-
we think she's a saintly woman, but I might look at her a little differently after
It
hearing
squirted out
that. Nope.
into my
I'm
face.
done.
I had left eye on my face. It just, and it just there it went. So that was the issue that I had. Okay, and I started crying. It was
I would
pretty.
too.
It was pretty. I had left eye dripping down my face, and I had my lovely lady sitting there crunching like a pirate on an eyeball, and just it wasn't pretty. And I had to go to the bathroom. I almost threw up, but that's okay. Then I had to hear Mr. Monroe talking to his guys about some certain things that was not very comfortable. But it was a good trip either way. And it was free. I didn't have to pay for the soup.
And you
fish.
won money.
And I won money. So we leave the boat, thankful for our lives, and thankful for our lives. We get back to the car. We get in the car. We just bust out and started laughing about it because we thought it was the funniest adventure we had ever had. But I know one thing. I'm not going to do no online auction again.
No?
Never again.
Never again? I don't blame you.
Never, ever.
I don't blame you. What a wild ride. And who knew you were a beauty pageant winner? Another thing to add to the list.
So you got to focus on that.
Actor, radio host, double leg amputee, and beauty
Drag
queen.
Beauty queen.
Beauty queen.
No.
What a lovely list.
Well, and left eye fish eater.
And left eye.
So we drive back. We get some gas. I was so happy to get out of Florida. Got back to Georgia. We were going through some things, looking, and I was thinking, you know what? I spent $185 for this trip. Won $1,500. Spent $30, not including what we spent at the bazaars in the Bahamas.
Right.
And Key West. Let me tell you about Key West.
Yeah, tell me all
I
about
won't
it.
go back to Key West.
Really? Why
I
not?
forgot because, like I said, we went from Cape Canaveral to the Bahamas. Well, we'll do it your way. Cape Canaveral, Bahamas, back down to Key West, and back up again, right? It was like a 3 night, 4 day, or however you want to call it. So, Key West was crazy because we get there, and number one, it's beautiful. All right, you hardly saw any cars. You saw nothing but you saw horse-drawn carriages, people on bicycles, everything else. So really cool. However, we get to an ice cream shop, and Jennifer had to use the bathroom, and we had just ordered. She said, "I'll be right back." She said, "Where's your bathroom?" She said, "We can't let you use the bathroom." It's like, well, why not? And she's like, well, because the infrastructure of the islands it overloads if we let tourists use it. I said, wait a minute, you don't mind taking my money for this high dollar ice cream? 2 ice cream cones was $15. You don't mind taking my money, but we can't deposit anything into your bathroom? She said, no. I said, okay, cancel the order then. She said, you gonna cancel the order? Because I said, yes. I said, because we can't fill our gut no more with ice cream if we got other stuff in it.
Very true.
She said, okay, the bathroom's right there. I said, Jennifer, go ahead. I said, because I'm telling you what, when Jennifer left, I got a little more ugly. And I said, I'm going to tell you what. I said, she might be a lady. I said, I'm not a gentleman when it comes to this. I will boo-boo on your floor, and then you can name it the flavor of the day for your ice cream shop if you need to. I said, because that is ridiculous. Well, it's not. It's just the order. I said, you got the whole damn ocean right there. What you mean? That you can't the infrastructure. Flush it out. So I don't know if that's what they do. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so I was raising my voice, and the lady was like, "Sir, we're letting you use the bathroom, blah blah." And then somebody else said they won't let you use the bathroom. I said, "Hell no!" And then so 4 or 5 people left with their families, walked out. I said, "See what I'm saying? You gonna sit there?" I said, "I don't mind walking outside yelling it to the mountaintop. I mean, that this place won't let you use that bathroom, but they take your money for the ice cream." I said, that's ridiculous. Don't do that.
Yeah.
I said, you got people, tourists, and all that. I said, people be boo-boo in the middle of the street, and then y'all will be mad when the seagulls come down trying to eat, holy honey-crusted nuts or whatever from the cereal this morning out of the stuff. So, don't sit there and do that. And just, it got on my nerve.
Yeah.
Got on my nerve.
Rage eating now.
Mm-hmm. And the mustard is so good on that.
Yeah, it is really good.
So, I don't know if they still do that practice or not now. But again, this was in 1998.
Right.
So,
It's a while ago.
a while ago. And it's not me trying to be a celebrity. Because I'm famous or anything. It has to do with, you wrote that mess on my cup. I'm going to use it. It has to be when you got the BM, you got to go.
It's true.
It's true. So
It's very true.
that was our first cruise. And I almost decided not to ever go on another one.
Have you been on one?
Oh, yeah.
Since?
Mm-hmm.
Like a proper cruise?
We went on Royal Caribbean's Brilliance of the Sea.
Okay.
After I had got my first leg cut off as an I Survived cruise, I Survived trip. And from then on, we do an adventure once a year on my anniversary date.
That's awesome.
So now I've lost both legs, it's double the pleasure. So we went to, where was our port? I forgot. But anyway, so it's Florida to Cozumel, Mexico.
Oh, yeah.
And we went to Grand Cayman and came back. That was an amazing trip. And I'm telling you what, Royal Caribbean, y'all wouldn't hurt my feelings sponsor me at all, because Brilliance of the Sea was a phenomenal ship. Let me tell you about this. Being handicapped, I didn't have to prove it. They asked me, was I handicapped? And I said, yes, I am. She said, okay, we'll put you in a handicapped room. I was thinking, okay, it's just a designation. Maybe they group us all together.
They group you all together.
So
Sounds so horrible.
we get to the room, and number one, and this ship is completely handicap accessible. It was phenomenal.
Oh, that's
So-
great.
Huh?
That's great.
It was great. Elevators were great. There was nothing I had to worry about. And so we get to the room. I put the key in. The door opens up by itself. Okay, I thought somebody was standing behind the door. Open it for me.
That's awesome.
We get in. The room is like twice the size of a regular room, if not more. Huge bathroom that you could just roll a wheelchair in, swing it around,
Yeah.
do flip-flops, whatever you want to do.
That's amazing.
And we had a balcony room on top of that. And they didn't charge you extra for a handicap room, even though it was bigger
Right.
and everything else. Phenomenal. Food was great. The chef, Mr. Brown, I still remember his name to this day. And this was in 2015.
Yeah.
The chef was phenomenal. They took care of Jennifer with her gluten or celiac gluten-free issues.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. So there was that. Went to Cozumel, saw the ruins, did that, and just a phenomenal trip. Now, we went on another cruise since then I did not care about, and it was a total different company. I'm not even going to mention their name. It's not worth it. Jennifer got gluten from this other ship company. Horrible for handicapped people because, number one, we had to go up to the other side of the ship to the bow, I think it was.
Right.
Take the elevator to this floor, and then it was nothing but steps to get down. So if I was in a wheelchair, I wouldn't have been able to go to that restaurant.
Right.
And that's the restaurant Jennifer got gluten at. And there were so many obstacles in the way. The staff was rude. So I would never go on this cruise ship company ever again. And I'm not going to disparage them and say their name, even though I want to. And even though they keep sending me advertisements asking me to go back, no. And I won't do them again.
Makes sense.
It was not good. But Royal Caribbean, every time.
That's awesome.
Phenomenal people.
Were you very impressed too, considering your first cruise compared to your second? Like the size of the ship, all of that? Was it just...
I thought the first cruise, I was on Pluto, and I came back to Earth on the second one. Okay, because Pluto's barren and cold. You can keep that ship from the very first one, the Dolphin 4, whatever it was called. I can't remember. And I can't remember the name of the company. I'm not even going to say it. Hopefully they out of business. But the second one, yes, Royal Caribbean.
Yeah.
Oh, phenomenal. And again, if you are handicapped, they treat you very well.
That's awesome.
But they don't treat you differently.
Yeah, they just treat you well.
They just treat you with more accessibility than some places. I got hiccups.
Which makes a huge difference.
It does make a huge difference because they were on top of things. Sir, do you need anything? What can we help you with? Or anything else. So they didn't make me feel like I was in need of anything. Because they basically took care of everything.
That's amazing.
So I will definitely go back on Royal Caribbean again. And again, Royal Caribbean is not sponsoring me right now.
Yeah.
I would love for them to, but
we could insert the ad right here.
But it's like with Pizza World, okay? Pizza World is phenomenal, and I'm going to mention how wonderful Pizza World is because of the simple fact that you guys treat your customers right. Handicapped, non-handicapped, whatever range of lifestyle you live, whatever, rich, poor, whatever, you treat everybody the same, and I love that about Pizza World. So Royal Caribbean, same way. And Brilliance of the Sea was a phenomenal ship, and their pool areas were great.
Wow.
So, it was just fantastic. So definitely check them out. And if somebody who's handicapped, definitely check them out.
That's awesome.
But the third one, that's the Italian. No.
It's always unfortunate too when you have such an amazing experience that you can compare it to. You know what I mean? And you had done that Royal Caribbean cruise, and you just had such an amazing experience with the inclusivity and the availability for you to get from here to there, and then to go on this other cruise and have like the complete opposite. Like that's just...
Well, one other thing I like about Royal Caribbean is that they had their own island.
Yeah.
And we had to pass by another cruise line's island, and that cruise line is more kid oriented. Y'all know what I'm talking about? And we passed by that other cruise line's island, and they had Ferris wheels and fairs and all this other stuff for kids, and it was great. But when we got to Royal Caribbean's island, which again is very more adult oriented, there were some kids, but not a lot.
Yeah.
It was quieter, more relaxing. There wasn't a whole bunch of fanfare and all that, and I loved that. I didn't want to deal with all that noise and flash.
Cruise lines having their own island is a hot new thing everybody's doing now.
Well, Carnival has their own island. Disney has their own island. I always want to go on Disney, but same time though, I don't know about all that.
Disney's is actually like, because I've been on a Disney cruise, and I've done their private island, and it's really great. There's not carnival
Carnival is like a
rides
carnival.
or anything. Yeah, it's very chill. They have an entire adult-only beach that you can go to, which is nice. But they do have like a little section where they have like water, like a slide and stuff in the water for the kids, which is super nice.
Oh, that's
But
good.
they just opened their second private island, actually. So Disney has 2 now.
Really? See, I would actually, you telling me that, I would go on a Disney cruise or Disney island because while I like fun and stuff like that, sometimes you just want quiet.
Yeah, I think at this point everybody's gauged because we've talked about it quite a bit. I'm a big Disney fan.
I'm a huge Disney. I love Disney.
Yeah, and we did a Disney cruise for our honeymoon. It wasn't my first Disney cruise, but I did a Disney cruise with Nick when we got married. And a lot of people are always like, "Oh, that's a kid thing," because it's like kid.
I know, I'm surprised.
There's so much adult-only stuff on a Disney cruise where you can enjoy the best of both worlds. Like, you can have the fun of, the characters, and the immersive experiences in their restaurants are unmatched. I think it's very cool. But also, there's adult-only sections. There's spas, even on their island and stuff, so it's cool.
I don't know about spas. I don't like people touching me, but some people love that. And I don't get in the water because I saw Jaws, and I'm afraid that things out there can outswim me and eat me because I know I'm delicious. When I get in that water, I reek and smell like chicken grease. So the sharks be like, "Oh, fatty in the water. Fatty in the water. The famine is over. Fatty in the water." So anyway, well, look here. I think we're hitting the end of this episode.
Yeah.
I had a blast with all of you
Me too.
discussing the horrors of my first cruise, the phenomena of the second cruise, and then the third cruise. Now I got to go on the Walt Disney cruise.
Yeah, we'll keep plugging away at Disney, see if they'll sponsor us, I guess.
Y'all hear us, Disney? We would love to go on a cruise, okay? And go to the island, okay? And Disneyland. I ain't never been except for that time in the parking lot. So we already talked about that. That was
Maybe
bad.
one day.
That was bad. So look here. Until next time, I'll leave the door unlocked. This is Ricky with Ricky's Big World. Bye. Now look. How many slices of pizza did you eat?
2.
When did you eat 2 pieces?
While you were talking.
That was so good. Lord, gee.